Hi, I'm Monica. I'm married to Tony. We're both in our mid-60s. We have two children. Mark, age 46. Mark has Down syndrome and other associated health problems. And we also have a younger daughter, Catherine, who lives quite some distance away in the middle of rural Wales.
I'm Joan. I'm 82 years old. I live with my husband.
Len, and I'm nearly 88, a few days' time.
We have three children. Michael is the middle son and he's the handicapped one, Down syndrome.
My name is Jo McGee and I was married to John for nearly 40 years before he died. We had two sons, Ian and Danny. Ian is now 49 and Danny 48, and Ian has Down syndrome and Danny has Fragile X syndrome.
For us, the move into supported living for Mark came at the right time, really, even though we'd been thinking about it in a vague way. But a few years ago, Tony had a stroke, which meant we both now have health and disability issues. And we knew that the one day we'd referred to vaguely had arrived, even though it was decades later. And so I started to explore supported living. He was a little sad to leave the family home and a little nervous, but overridingly for him and his fellow housemates, it was excitement, it was lovely for all of us to see, but at the same time, it was, oh. They moved in November, and at the Christmas, they all came. We refer to it as coming home, but it was very, very clear they weren't coming home. They were visiting the family home and couldn't wait to get back to their own home.
Yes, it was our ages really. Len had already turned 80 and I was quite, conscious of the fact that we're not going to be here forever. And I started to make noises and inquiry and asking about him. Although I really didn't want him to go, he just took to it like a duck to water.
And I was looked back, has he?
Yeah, and I was really, I don't know. I was quite down at first because I didn't really want him to go, but it's the best thing we ever did.
It comes on a Saturday. He wants to go back at 5 o'clock. To go back. So I better think I'm fed up with these old folk. I don't want to go back again.
Danny moved into supported living almost a year ago, and it started because he expressed a desire to move out and to be in a flat of his own, and he's really happy in that flat.
What was your reaction when he kind of said, "Can I move?"
I think it was a case of, yes, that sounds right.
Since Mark's been in supported living, the biggest impact on our family has been peace of mind. That might sound a little strange to say that, but it is. The peace of mind that has come with knowing that Mark is safe and cared for and loved. And it might seem a bit strong for me to say loved, but I know that's how Mark feels. He feels loved. But for us to know that from now, through all the stages of Mark's life, until his eventual death, he'll be cared for and safe, there's nothing bigger or better. And it has given us peace of mind. And that's kind of an added bonus because I hadn't realised when we were investigating supported living, I knew we had to do it, etc. It was the right thing. But I hadn't realised it's peace of mind. It really is so good knowing Mark's safe.
You do have that worry taken away from you, and also, like if you are feeling ill or whatever, you still had the caring duties, to do, and you still had to sort of be here and. You couldn't sort of take yourself off to bed or anything. Not that we seldom do, but you sort of can relax more obviously, you know, it is different.
Oh, it is indeed.
Yeah.
You're freer.
Yeah.
You're free, aren't you, in a sense?
I mean,
If
you
want to go
don't.
out tomorrow, we'll go out.
You don't just cut all the ties after you've had him for 50 years. I mean, we love him to bits, but you know, it can be quite challenging in some ways if he gets the, you know, bit between his teeth, and he won't change his mind.
Yeah, we can go anywhere we want now without having to worry about Michael. You know, we haven't got to get back for him or get ready in the morning. We can just go out.
Len joined the retired employees, and we go on day trips with them. That's good because we could never do it before.
Well, I like my gardening. I love my gardening. I spend a lot of time. And I used to look after two other pensioners as well.
We were very lucky. Mark's disability didn't require a great deal of physical input from us, but mentally it can get quite stressful. And now all that's been taken off our backs from day to day. We've branched out, we've taken up new hobbies. We both enjoy painting and discovered that's a lovely relaxing way to lose a few hours each week, or even a few more. I've always enjoyed reading. I'm reading a new genre. I enjoy crime fiction. I've always enjoyed patchwork, so I'm able to do a lot more patchwork and other sewing. And it's just lovely. And we go swimming twice a week, which should be keeping us fit.
When both the boys were at home, like any brothers, they used to fight and argue, and I always seemed to be in the middle of it. So since Danny has moved out, it's so much more peaceful. I see Danny regularly. You know, he usually comes over once a week, and that's fine. We get on better now than we did when he lived at home. So that's another real positive, that our relationship's changed and it's definitely better. Yeah, I've got much more peace of mind from Danny's point of view, but obviously I've still got what can be an anxiety with Ian, because there's nobody else looking after him. Although having said that, I have got a friend who's picking him up from work today to bring him home, because I can't get there this afternoon to collect him. So, but with Danny, all that is taken care of, and I don't have to worry about it, so there's a certain amount of peace.
And I'd also say that we get enormous satisfaction and again peace of mind from knowing that we did the best we could for Mark whilst we still could. Had we perhaps left it, and nobody knows what's going to happen tomorrow or next day, some crisis in our own house might have occurred, and we might have made rushed or inappropriate decisions. And I'm so glad that was avoided by being able to spend a time planning it and working out exactly what we all needed. It would have been horrendous to have had a health crisis. And as everybody ages, we don't know what's around the corner. It would have been awful. It just works. And it works well. And I know we've got it right. And Mark knows we've got it right. He's at the centre of all this. I talk about our improved life and how good it is. But it wouldn't be like that if we didn't know how happy and how well cared for and supported Mark is.